What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm not going to talk about a movie. I'm going to talk about a TV show, and specifically the third season of a TV show. And the TV show I'm going to be talking about, if you can't tell by my Donald Glover t-shirt, is Atlanta. So I'm not going to go into like breakdown by breakdown of each individual episode, because there's some people who might be watching this video who have said, I have never seen Atlanta before. So just a brief premise of what Atlanta is. Atlanta stars Donald Glover, or Childish Gambino, as Earn, this young guy who goes back to Atlanta and meets up with his cousin, Alfred, Paper Boi. He's making rap music and he's trying to find himself. He wants his career to take off, and so he gets Donald Glover to be his manager. And then you have Darius, played by Lakeith Stanfield, who's his right-hand man, who's just like the most goofy, over-the-top character. And it's about the three of them and their interaction with the city of Atlanta. And then you also have Zazie, Beetz' character, Vanessa, who is dating Donald Glover, and they have a child together, and they're kind of separated right now. And they're just kind of trying to navigate and figure out life. And so the first two seasons are really heavily centered on these characters and building this world. And the third season was completely and totally unexpected, in my opinion, but it was also the best season of the television show, in my opinion. And Donald Glover took the directorial helm in a lot of these episodes, and my God, they're just some of the most beautiful and poignant and incredible episodes of television I've ever watched. They really make you put into question so many social and political issues. The opening episode of this season is based on a true tragedy that happens. And the way that Donald is able to convey this information and kind of put it towards the audience member is so amazing, and it makes you think so heavily about specific things. And that's what I really liked about this season. Was you have the main plot line is Paperboy's tour goes to Europe, and they're in Europe together. Main cast of characters who are navigating Europe, and obviously in all of their episodes, you have really funny, goofy things occurring amidst some really heavily political or social themes that are being conveyed. There's a lot of cameo guest appearances in this season, one in particular that really surprised me, especially with how he'd come into the media recently. But it's such a poignant commentary on cancel culture and understanding when someone does something a long time ago, and if they come out and ask for forgiveness, should society forgive them? And there's so many questions that Donald Glover examines in this season, and I just thought that it was so beautiful to do it surrounding all of these stories that have nothing to do with the regular characters. And to me, it just made the season so much more engaging. And then the episodes with our characters in them, they're so like over the top and ridiculous. There was one episode in particular that I thought was just really incredibly powerful, where Paperboy's character, played by Tyree Henry, who is just a fucking phenomenal actor. Everything I see him in, he is just so amazing. But he's working with this clothing company, and him and Earn and Darius go to this clothing company, and they print this shirt that ends up being incredibly offensive towards the African-American community. They're in this space, and the company asks Paperboy if he'll be a spokesperson as far as like the apology committee towards this shirt that's been put out. Alfred has this really great idea of like taking the money that they're going to earn from this and actually putting it back into Black communities and through Black businesses and reinvesting in these people. And he gets the idea from Donald Glover and kind of takes it as his own. But he goes in and he presents it, and he becomes really like passionate and fired up about like reinvesting in it. And the company ends up creating this ad that's so like over the top, and it just like pisses him off so much. And one of the other guys in the group, who's also a Black man, like looks at him and he's like, what do you think they're gonna do? They're a corporation. They're trying to utilize you to build profits back up after making this mistake. It's not really about investing in the Black community. It's just about making more money for them. And it's just so poignant as far as how culture works, because despite people wanting to do things in good spirits, especially like I talked in my last video, it's Pride Month. You see so many corporations around Pride Month who are like, look, I put rainbow flags up everywhere and that makes me supportive of the gay community. But the moment July 1st comes up, all the pride flags are gone and nobody's talking about it anymore. And there's so many poignant conversations in this season that I just thought were so amazing. There's an episode with a wealthier white couple who have a son, and they have a nanny, and the nanny dies and they decide to go to the funeral. And it's all about this idea of like this black woman raising a white kid, and all of the culture and the influence that went into his life that he pulled from her to kind of build himself up. And this whole idea of, it's existed for years, where rich white families would hire black servants or use black slaves to come and raise their children. And the commentary of the episode is so beautiful and well executed, and it's clear that Donald really has his head in all this and does such a great job picking each part together, but not sacrificing from growing our own characters. There's this really great episode where Alfred and Darius take drugs and they split up, and Lakeith Stanfield disappears, and Alfred's like wandering through the streets together, and like all the shit that happens to him while he's on these drugs, and he runs into a character that's cameoed, and that's what puts into question this idea of cancel culture. And they actually go into a club that's called like Club Cancel or something, and it's really fascinating in the way that he looks at the world through such a unique lens, and in a way that really kind of peels apart society, where you have to look at it through this very specific way. There's an episode where there's a mixed race kid who has a black dad and a white mom, and he's trying to raise money to go to college, and he can't. And his dad essentially tells him like, hey, you don't get a scholarship, you're not going to college. And he goes to school, and this guy comes in and says, hey, their school's named after like a Confederate soldier. And he comes in and he says, hey, I'm gonna change the name of the school, and I'm giving $1 million scholarships to every black person in the school. And they all get up and cheer, and he kind of like sits in his seat like, what? And so you have to go in and prove to them that you're black, and through like questions that they ask. And it's really like over the top, and the dialogue is really great, and it's super funny, but it puts into question like the struggle that mixed race people have compared to black people, and how yes, they are both black, but like on the surface, if one can present outwardly in a specific way, would they struggle with the same type of things that a person with darker black skin would have to suffer through. And it's really incredibly well done, and it's so poignant and beautiful. And like I said, it doesn't sacrifice from those great character episodes. There's an awesome episode in the finale with Zazie Beetz, where she gives like the performance of her career. And it was just a phenomenal season of television, and I would highly recommend every single person watch it. It's so fucking good. Have you seen Atlanta season 3? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought it was literally like one of the best seasons of television I've ever watched, and I can't wait for season 4. I know Donald Glover said that they filmed them both simultaneously, so I'm really looking forward to when those come out. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.